Hello, this is Faris Khan, and thank you once again for visiting my channel. Today's a big day. The F-150 Lightning build in price is up. I do have a configuration. Actually, I have a little bit of a conundrum here because I very recently got my Bronco, and I was expecting the F-150 Lightning to actually take longer than it appears to be. The timeline appears to be shorter than I thought. With that though, let me just go ahead and tell you what I would get in an F-150. I have a base Bronco. I believe that I would get a base F-150. I'm still trying to figure out how to make the numbers work. So I'm optimistic about getting a first batch, one of the F-150s in the first batch, but I will have to figure out exactly how I can make that happen. All right, so I'm going to go into the electrified section of Ford.com, and just today, this morning, the F-150 Lightning build and price is up. So let's go into that. And when I first saw the reveal for the F-150 Lightning, I was actually pretty surprised at how low the entry-level price is. Now you can kind of see here from the Pro model at just under 40,000 to the Platinum at over 90,000. There's a big range, more than double. You can get two Pros still for the two Pros for the price that is less than a Platinum. Now, that being said, I also want to say that for all of these, currently, the first batch of these F-150, even with the current tax laws, not any Build Back Better Part 2 or anything like that, just the current tax laws we have today, the F-150 Lightning will have for most people, a $7,500 tax credit. Now, for others, in addition to, there may be the opportunity to make that number even higher. GM does not have this tax credit right now. Tesla does not have this tax credit right now. So this is a distinct advantage in 2022 under current tax laws for Ford versus these other vehicles. So literally that means that $40,000 Pro, the one that I'm interested in, will be reduced down to an effective price of $32,500. Now, let's kind of look at the configuration because that does not include the destination charge. And there are a few things you may want to get on it. So my focus is on the value-oriented Pro. Okay, so let's go into it. And the very first thing I want to say is with the Pro, the name Pro, and also sort of how it's positioned. It is positioned for fleets, but if you get the base level Pro with the smaller battery, anyone can get it. You do not need to be a fleet person or part of a fleet order to get it. So there's some things out there on the internet about you can't get a Pro. Yes, you can get a Pro. That base Pro you can get. I am very surprised and pleasantly surprised that you can get any color or most of the colors it appears with this. So you've got the stone gray, the default was the black, silver, a bright blue, Atlas blue metallic. Actually, I'm really liking that color. Rapid red, $500 upcharge for that. My favorite, antimatter blue, the one that I have on my Bronco. This is probably the one I'm going to choose, but let's just kind of go through the other ones. Carbonized gray, ice blue silver. So let's kind of look at that. That's the ice blue silver versus the iconic silver. You can see the blue tone in there. And then you have the white. I'm going with not Atlas blue, antimatter blue. I'm actually kind of surprised that two darkish blues are available. On the Bronco, the antimatter blue was in effect replaced by a color called eruption green, which is a very dark green. So sort of from a go blue to a go green, if you're looking at Wolverines to Spartans, something to that effect, right? So, all right, so let's look at quote unquote powertrains. There's only one option there. So we'll keep going. You're stuck with, so to speak, the Pro Equipment Group, which does not have now it says a 12-inch touchscreen. So that is actually bigger than my Bronco base touchscreen. So it seems like it's good enough for me. I know there's the giant iPad kind of option on the higher option or higher trim levels, but for me, that's not an issue at all. I do want to point out here, though, that this includes Ford Copilot 360 technology. So that is something I don't get on my Bronco. So I have a 2021 Bronco. And it was not something that I was expecting on the lower level trim. So that's great. That's a plus there. The wheels also, they're not steel wheels. They're not super base looking wheels. I do like the way that my wheels look on the Bronco, but just to kind of point that out. You can get a tow package, max trailer tow, and I'm not sure what this tow technology package is. I'm not interested in either of those, so I'm just going to kind of gloss over those. We'll keep going. Wheels, you're locked in. Tires, you're locked in. No choices there. But when we look at the rest of the options, let's kind of look through these. There are literally dozens of options you can choose from. And so some of them are listed here. Others are probably listed as dealer installed accessories or are available as dealer installed accessories. Of course, there's the aftermarket as well. One of the things about the 5.5-foot bed, I believe it is, for the F-150 Lightning, it exactly matches the form factor of the regular F-150. So you are able to basically carry over those. You are able to kind of right out of the gate get those accessories. Let's put it that way. All right, so I am not going to choose any of those. Those are things I can get later. Much like with the Bronco, it may be possible for you to build up some Ford Pass points and then use those points for these accessories. So kind of consider that as an option. Another thing to sort of consider is perhaps, I'm not sure, but perhaps the simpler the build, the better chance you will get of getting an F-150 Lightning earlier. All right, so let me kind of go through, just kind of looking through all the options. The only thing that I would probably get is this. You see that there's 2.4 kilowatts of onboard power. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that for $1,000, for $1,100 basically, $1,070 to 9.6 kilowatts. So, my dream, there's many different use cases, but the dream that I would have is that you could take one of these into the forest. Maybe you have a bunch of power tools in the front, like a saw, you've got, other things in the front, or different types of woodworking kind of tools that plug in. You put it into the frunk, you put all those into the frunk, you drive out in the middle of the forest and you sort of reclaim wood. And you spend the day out there building a table, let's say a dining room table. You have that table actually finished, built out there because you've used all the power that you have in your F-150 Lightning. And then you drive back. And when you drive back, someone's there, maybe there's some people waiting there, much like chefs are waiting when the fishermen kind of come back from deep sea fishing or something like that. So that's sort of like one use case that just kind of out there that I thought would be really cool for someone to, really be able to sort of soup to nuts, be able to go from scratch, find the wood, build the table, bring it back, sell it, maybe all in one day. You know, that's the kind of thing that you potentially could do if you had this onboard power option. The other thing is, obviously, if you're a lawn service, if you're any other type of thing where you need power tools to sort of plug in, this seems like a really good option here. Also, maybe I could help other people who are stranded. Maybe this is a kind of a AAA edition of this, where you can have other vehicles sort of plug into your vehicle to give it 20 or 30 miles, so that, or maybe even 10 miles, let's say, so they can get to the nearest power station in case they're running low. All right, so I'm going to keep that. And one of the reasons I selected this was my surprise, actually. I'm going to go all the way down here, that the destination charge was $1,700, $1,695. I'm going to round that up to $1,700. For the Bronco, it was $2,500. So this is less, bigger vehicle, costs less to, you know, for the destination charge. So for whatever reason, it's positioned that way, which is awesome. So paying $1,700 for that, when I thought I was going to pay $2,500, so I'm sort of saving $800 there, and I'm using some of that money to go ahead and get that 9.6 kilowatts, which is about $1,100. So bottom line price, let's take a look at it. Just under $43,000. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that does not include the tax credit. So basically what this is going to be is just over $43,000. I think I stated, maybe if I didn't state that right. So for just under $43,000, not $100,000, reduced by $7,500 to just over $35,000. Now, I've had Volts before, so the specific kind of, how does this actually kind of work? I had a Chevy Volt before. I did it as a lease, and I actually didn't hold the title. My leasing company did, and they took the $7,500. I just got that as a down payment and a lower price per month. Not sure if exactly that's going to work here. I'm going to go ahead and ask my dealer about that. So that's one option. Another option is you simply just buy it, and then when it's tax time, you're able to claim $7,500. In some cases, I've heard that there is sort of a balloon payment, or like a one-time large payment. So in other words, you just pay a relatively low amount. Then when you get the tax credit, it will just ask you to pay them the tax credit. So that $7,500, you know, sometime in 2023, you would pay the company that you're doing financing with that $7,500. So a couple different options there. I refer to it as an effective price, but yeah, there is some effort there. And then obviously everybody's tax situation is a little bit different. I certainly pay enough taxes, more than enough taxes for to be able to be eligible for this, the full $7,500. All right, so hopefully that's helpful. Let me just kind of show you my full build, 42,739. Only got that one option. Something that's kind of cool here is that you can save the configuration. It says, do you want to delete? Okay, I guess I'll delete. I must have done a previous one. So let me just do this. And so I'll just say this. And then you can also put in some notes. And in the notes, I'm going to say added 9.6 kilowatt power, antimatter blue color. Okay. So you can update it, and next time you come back, it's there for you to get. So hopefully that was helpful. Let me just kind of show you different views of the exterior of the one that I built. Looks like we're in San Francisco here. And then, hang on. And then we'll do the same thing with the interior. Large screen compared to a Bronco, my Bronco, but maybe a small screen compared to the super big F-150 screen. All right, let's see what else. And it says vinyl bucket seats. So, just sort of keep that in mind. It doesn't bother me at all. In fact, I have seat covers for my Bronco, which are cloth seats. And I actually think that vinyl is, they designed it with the idea that people would have mud and dirt and whatever as they're going in and out of the vehicle to make it easy to clean. Seems like a good idea to me. So anyway, I am going to publish another video. I do have some footage of direct questions that I asked to a dealer. So I will go ahead and publish that. One other quick note here is Village Ford, my dealer, sells at MSRP. I know there's a lot of talk or, kind of internet talk out there about dealers selling with a markup. My dealer sells at MSRP, Village Ford. Perhaps you may want to consider them if you are looking for a dealer that sells at MSRP. I do not have any direct affiliation except as a happy customer. Thank you.